Welcome to Smashterpieces, a casual walk through the history of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster. My name is Joe.
And my name is Matt.
And if you're new here, what we are doing on the show is we are playing one game for every character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, from 1984's Duck Hunt to 2017's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And today's game is part 2 of our discussion on 1994's SNES game that is representing character number 10, Ness, Earthbound.
Yeah, you ready for the quickest update ever because we're bad at time management?
Yeah, well, it's not so much that we're bad at time management, it's just, man, lot of things.
You say we're not bad at time management. There are people waiting for us right now that we are already 8 minutes late to something.
I mean, you are. I wasn't gonna... Whatever. The last time we talked, I had said that our milestone was the second or the fourth Your Sanctuary location. This did not actually end up being the case. We both have some circumstances that kind of stopped us from playing Earthbound.
I'm about to move.
Yeah, you're about to move. You're in a situation where streaming is sometimes up in the air, trying to figure out time slots. I am extremely busy, and my semester had just wrapped up.
And we're both about to go to E3.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure we got something out.
Yeah, this is not going to be a very substantial episode. This is literally, it's been like a month since we put something out. We're probably not going to be able to put something out for another month.
Yeah, this episode is going to cover from the start of Threed all the way to the third Your Sanctuary location, Milky Well.
And I think the most substantial thing that happened in this section was the Jeff section.
Yeah, we got Jeff and had a whole solo section with him.
Nothing else was too special, but I really liked the Jeff section, actually. I thought it was a lot better than Paula's introduction, because Paula just gets dropped into your party at level 1, and you just gotta babysit her all the way, while Jeff has his own adventure getting to Threed, where he's leveling up along the way, and he's not going to be as high level as Ness and Paula when he gets there, but he's going to be like level 10, level 12, something like that. It's going to be a lot more manageable.
See, I had the opposite reaction to Jeff's section. I didn't like it. I think it has the same problems as Ness's solo bit in the game, being that combat just becomes, how hard can you jam A?
Yeah, but Jeff also, it's also introducing you to Jeff's unique mechanics, which is all the items that he has, which that was interesting enough. And the reason that Ness's part is so egregious is that it's like 4 or 5 hours before you get Paula. Jeff's section was like 45 minutes for me.
Yeah, that's about how long it was for me as well. And it also, like, remember Stonehenge, because we're going back there eventually. I know
we'll have to remember, yeah.
I know that's obvious because you pass a sanctuary boss as Jeff.
And it just refuses to do anything. It's just like, nah, you gotta be Ness.
It's gotta be Ness. Can't be anybody else. We also saw Saturn Valley.
That's a weird place.
It's a weird place full of weird people. And also, so when we started this game, I mentioned that it is quirky, sometimes to a fault. And I think the best example of the fault happened in this section of the game, which is the password into Belch's factory. For those who don't know and who aren't playing along with us, in Saturn Valley, you can talk to a Mr. Saturn who will tell you that the password into Belch's factory is, somebody will say, "What's the password?" And then you are supposed to do nothing for 3 full minutes. And it means it.
Well, hey, I had a good time during those 3 minutes.
So I just sat and talked for 3 minutes to nothing. You, like, switched over to your Switch to play Cuphead.
Yeah, I had a pretty good few minutes.
You didn't beat that boss, though, so I'm very disappointed in you.
That boss is really hard.
I haven't even gotten to that part of the game yet, so
it's so cool though. That boss has a secret phase.
But yeah, so there's that, and there's also Belch's factory, which is, I mean, it's a dungeon.
It just kind of is. There's nothing particularly special about it. It wasn't bad, which means that it's the best dungeon so far.
I think there is way too much space between getting to Threed and then getting to the next sanctuary location. I don't know, because it feels like the other two are you did this section of the game, and then you got the sanctuary location pretty much immediately after. Whereas for Threed, it was you did this whole thing, and then you had to switch to Jeff to be solo for an hour, and then Jeff joins the party, but now you've got to make your way to Saturn Valley. Or first you got to take care of the zombie problem in Threed, and then you got to go to Saturn Valley, and then you got to go to Belch's factory, and then you got to go to Milky Well. And I don't know
There's
if the
a lot
rest
packed
of them,
into that one My Sanctuary quest.
and I don't know if the next ones are the rest of them are going to be like that. They could. I don't know. For all I know, they absolutely could be that. But it's a lot. There's a lot that happens in between those two milestones, and we knew that this was going to be a much longer stretch of game than the last one. Like, we already knew that for sure. But I'm personally very much looking forward to Fourside, because that's where we're heading next. That's our next destination.
That's the Smash place.
We got to cross the desert and head to Fourside, where shit's gonna get really fucking weird.
I don't know anything about I don't know anything about. The only thing that I know about this game is the final boss.
Yeah, Gigas. That's the only thing that everybody knows.
And Magic Hand's involved somehow. Everything else is a complete mystery to me. I mean, and I know who the fourth party member is.
I have vague memories of everything. So basically what's going to happen, because we cut this milestone in half, and also because we'll stop being as busy, and also you'll stop having the problems that keep you from streaming regularly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna level with everyone right now. Currently, I do not live on my own. I live in someone else's house, and that dictates when I can stream, because I can't tell someone in their own home when they can and can't, be roaming around doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, I will. As of June 15th, I'll be living in my own apartment alone. I can stream whenever I goddamn want. And that issue of I can't stream whenever I want is specifically why it's taken us so long to finish so many of these games.
Yeah.
We're going to pick up the pace a lot from here on out.
That's the plan. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the second half of this milestone, which was, I believe, what was it called? It's Rainy Circle, I believe, was the next place. And we're going to just take it all the way to... I should have looked this up ahead. We're gonna get Pooh, so that'll be cool. And we are also going to head all the way to Electro or Tenda Village, it looks like.
So is it going to be the next 3 My Sanctuaries?
So it's going to be Winters, the one in Winters, the one in Fourside, and the one in Delam. Really? Winters comes first? Interesting. I didn't know that. So maybe we're not heading to Fourside right away. But it's going to be the next 3 sanctuary locations. And then the part after that will be the end. That'll be going to Gigas and all that. And hopefully that should I don't think having that be a longer stretch of game than any of the others are going to be is going to be that much of a problem, because again, I don't have school anymore. You're moving out and we'll have the ability to stream more often. E3 will be over. Yada, yada, yada. It's just, sorry that this is a really, really short episode. Again, we wanted to get something out.
And we're also 17 minutes late to something.
Yeah,
so.
we're on a time crunch. It was record now or don't record until after E3. And
so we chose the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. But other than that, do you have any other standout thoughts about this section of the game?
I don't have time to have standout thoughts. But also not really. This is pretty standard. Things kind of got into their groove, and it's going along now.
Overall, how do you feel about Jeff as a party member?
I like him. He's weird, but he's interesting. And he adds a he adds a different dynamic, and I also I thought this section of the game just kind of was, but considering that the first section of the game I disliked a fair bit, it's a big improvement for it to just kind of be.
See, I'm currently the opposite in that I rather enjoyed the first like stretch of the game, but I'm not a huge fan of what I played for this second milestone. And I'm really hoping that it'll pick up now that it does pick up a lot after I'm not playing as Jeff by himself. I'm hoping that this next section, especially once we get Pooh, I have a feeling that getting Pooh is going to cause the game to get a lot more interesting combat-wise, because then you'll have 4 characters, all with their own stuff, and also we'll have the full party. When next we talk to you, we'll have the full party in Earthbound. That's really cool to think about. I'm sure that won't be 600 years from now. It won't. Don't worry about it.
All right, so I got to get on the move.
And I have to not be wearing headphones. So remember that you can follow us on Twitter at Smashterpieces. You can follow us on Facebook at Smashterpieces. We've got stuff on there. That's where all the streams are announced and everything. Remember that Matt is streaming this game on the NWR channel, not his personal channel. So
Twitch.tv/Nintendo World Report.
Yes. So remember that. Keep an eye on the Twitter. That's where all of the streams get announced. I can't think of anything else that we got. You can find us on anondino.squarespace.com. That's our website. Cool. Godspeed. I love you. With that, I'm Joe.
I'm Matt.
And we'll see you next time for more talk about Earthbound.
Goodbye.